6 World Cup stadiums, more than $3 billion combined, and the most expensive one never made any sense at all. The Allianz Arena was one of Germany's biggest World Cup investments, costing €340 million with financing. Construction ran from October 21, 2002, to April 30, 2005, in Munich, creating a stadium for 69,000 spectators. The build itself cost about €286 million, and financing raised the total to €340 million. Spending went beyond the stadium, with the city and state adding €210 million for area development and infrastructure. So it became bigger than one football ground, making Munich the center of wider investment for the 2006 World Cup. The payoff came on June 9, 2006, when Allianz Arena hosted the opening match, Germany against Costa Rica. Part of the cost shaped its iconic design. 2,760 EF foil air panels let the facade glow in changing colors. This is Moscow's Luzhniki Stadium, redone for the 2018 World Cup for about 24 billion rubles, nearly $410 million. So what does a city get for that much on a stadium first built in 1957? Luzhniki kept its historic facade, but rebuilt the venue for modern tournament demands. One clear upgrade was the roof. A new polycarbonate skin, and exterior lighting gave the old shell a newer look. Inside, the athletics track went, the stands moved closer to the pitch, and capacity rose from 78,000 to 81,000. The headline number stayed the price, about 24 billion rubles, or nearly $410 million, for the renovation. Luzhniki also got two-level security, including more than 3,000 surveillance cameras and around 1,500 sensors. And the funding matters. It was paid entirely from Moscow's municipal budget, a direct public investment. The final twist came after the World Cup. Despite the upgrades, Luzhniki has no resident football club, leaving a $410 million question about long-term use. This is FNB Stadium in Johannesburg, rebuilt for the 2010 World Cup. Its calabash-inspired redesign became the flagship venue, but the price was huge. In 2007, officials set the upgrade budget at $1.5 billion, about $197 million. That was the number sold to the public. Then came a bigger upper tier, an encircling roof, new floodlighting, more suites, and rising material costs that pushed the bill higher. That spending mattered because this stadium carried the biggest moments, the opening ceremony and the opener between South Africa and Mexico. The overhaul also expanded capacity to about 94,700, essential for the World Cup's biggest crowds. By 2010, final expenditure hit $3.2 billion, around $424 million. The real rounds it to $440 million. So the project ran about $133 million over budget, roughly R1 billion more, showing how mega events strain public finances. And it delivered the spectacle: group games, a round of 16, a quarter-final, and the World Cup final. The question is whether the prestige justified the overrun. This is Kazan Arena in 2012, rising in Kazan, Russia, built from 2010 to 2013 for about $450 million. By 2014, it's complete. Kazan now has a 45,379-seat stadium for major international events. That $450 million price tag is the headline, and it has to keep paying back after opening day. One standout is the giant media facade, 3 HD plasma panels totaling about 4,200 square meters, among the world's largest. At the 2018 FIFA World Cup, Kazan Arena hosts 6 matches, 4 group games, 1 round of 16, and 1 quarter-final. And that's the bigger cost point, not just football, but also the 2015 World Aquatics Championships after the 2013 Summer Universiade. That multi-event use matters beyond the stadium gates, bringing people, spending, and activity into the local area. Designed by populace, Kazan Arena was part of Russia's wider World Cup push. The real test of a $450 million stadium: can it stay useful after 2018? This is the renovated Maracanã in 2014. Its World Cup overhaul cost about $500 million, nearly double the original bid. In 2010, Rio officials announced a much lower renovation budget. By the end, the price had nearly doubled. The refurbishment was extensive. Workers rebuilt the lower stands and expanded the roof, pushing costs higher. Then the auditing court exposed the scandal. Contractors allegedly overbilled by 211 million reals, about $90 million in 2014. That outrage spread beyond one stadium. Brazil spent around $3.6 billion on World Cup stadium construction and renovation, fueling protests. The findings got worse. Auditors said cement cost 3 times market price, and the new roof cost 5 times a similar roof in Johannesburg. Rio prosecutors responded with legal action. They ordered the stadium's managing consortium to return about 200 million reals, or $63 million, to public coffers. So the final image was a World Cup-ready Maracanã. But for many in Brazil, the lasting headline was the price. This is Estádio Nacional Mané Garrincha in Brasília, rebuilt for the 2014 World Cup at about $900 million. The key issue: who paid? The federal district's public funds covered the entire reconstruction, with no private partnership or financing. Inside, the scale is huge, more than 72,000 people, the second largest venue used at that World Cup. But the price turned heads, roughly $900 million, making Mané Garrincha the world's second most expensive soccer stadium, behind Wembley. During the tournament, it delivered the World Cup image Brazil wanted: a massive modern arena at a global event. The cost per seat says more: $8,307, 62% above the $5,114 average. Investigators also pointed to suspected overbilling of about $184 million. After the World Cup, empty stands sharpened the debate. For many in Brazil, Mané Garrincha symbolized how mega-event spending can outlast the spectacle.